Northern New Jersey. We meet every Tuesday morning, 8:30 to 9:30 Eastern time. We have a wonderful group of people. We just had someone join in, and definitely invite people to this group because we're trying to climb to 20 people. We have 11 strong. Good human beings is the first criteria. The second criteria is they must do something that provide a service to the community that's a valuable asset. And the third thing, they need to be they have to do something unique in their field that has them stand out from their competition. And all these people here absolutely do that. So welcome. And oh, great, Kim, thanks for inviting. And George, is it George or Jorge? You're on mute.
Sorry about that. It's Jorge, but George is fine too.
Well, whatever you prefer, that's what we'll call you, sir. So without further ado, we're going to go into teammate testimonials, and we'll start with Scott, and then we'll go to Oscar. And if anybody else thinks of something, please go. Scott, it's all yours, my friend.
I wanted to give a shout out to Drew. I attended one of his kickoff meetings, and I got to tell you, I think you're onto something. And I think especially at this particular moment in history, when the world seems to be completely upside down, it's a good thing because men usually hold things in until it's too late. The mess is really big and will take twice as long to fix. And it was inspiring to see so many men show up with no attitude, with an openness that, look, I think it can only be better. And in deference to you ladies, who knows? We might even become more manageable and more livable.
Thank you, Scott. Thank you, Scott. Yep, it's we got a movement we're starting, guys, and in the end, it takes both genders working together to make life fulfilling. So that's the mission.
Just remember, we're always going to be wrong.
No comment, Oscar. It's all yours, my friend.
Well, I basically wanted to parrot everything that Scott just said. It was a great meeting. It's a great start. It's a great service. Guys don't have to be alone and doing everything on their own and trying to figure out why everything's going wrong. So yeah, I really thank you for getting that started. Also, again, want to give a shout out to Jeannie for my medical. So again, saving $500 a month doing that. So I'm recommending people to talk to Jeannie and save themselves a bunch of money.
Wonderful. Thank you, Oscar. Anybody else before I jump into my little soapbox, because I do want to talk a little about that meeting that we had. We had 30. So if you guys don't know, I had started a whole new venture of helping men overcome adversity, and we had our open house, our kickoff for Men Supporting Men Collaboration Tribe last Thursday. And 31 people registered and 24 came, which is kind of unheard of when you look for, I did not charge for that. It's free for the first 30 days where the members will get an open house, a mastermind. They'll get come to a lunch and learn, and I'll be interviewing somebody and people be in the live audience. But basically, I don't come with a topic. I let the group just talk, and then the topic kind of evolves organically. And what we ended up talking about was self-awareness and emotional vulnerability. And we all agreed that in order for men to be okay with being emotionally vulnerable to people, outside of in their head, they really have to have self-love, self-trust, self-confidence, and self-respect. If a man is lacking any of those, then they're not going to be willing or able to be emotionally vulnerable to other people, men or women. And so the first thing really is that self-awareness piece, to be aware of your emotions, aware of your feelings, and then really to observe them and say, hey, I feel really crappy today. I wonder why. And when you try to pinpoint the reasons you could be feeling that way, you need to acknowledge that it's a normal feeling and that it's something that you now have a choice. You could either wallow in your misery, or you can say, okay, it's that person's issue, I'm moving on. You have, in order to be able to be self-aware and self-observation and self-acknowledgement, you got to love yourself, trust yourself, respect yourself, and be confident in yourself. And that's where we need to start for men. And there are a lot of components we'll start to address. So that's really where the conversation went. And there's more to come. And letting you know, I plan on this gaining traction and doing very well, the men's support group. My next thing I'm going to start is a women supporting the men in their life group. Where the only difference will be it'll be women anticipating the same topics coming up and share the thinking language of men and women to each of the groups, saying, hey, you know, we had this topic in the men's group and here's what they were thinking. Once that take holds and we're able to build the men supporting the men in their life group, then I want to form a third group where it's another woman, a woman who's hopefully like a life coach or something like that, would be the co-host with me, and the audience would be men and women together. Could be couples, it could be anybody, but it's really getting, you know, first getting the discussion with men, then having the discussion with women about how to support their men, and then a combination. So that's where I want to go with this. Yeah, Scott.
I'm, you know, along the same vein, because, you know, it is a reality. You ought to figure out a way to be inclusive for, you know, same-sex couples, because I think they have a set of issues that most people don't know how to deal with on both sides. And, you know, listen, God bless people. I think you find someone in this life that you like and love, grab on tight. I have no issue with it, but I think that it's an area that you might want to look into, because I know when we redid our website, the major theme, which hopefully we can light it up this week, was to be all inclusive. So, you know.
Yeah, no, I definitely embrace what you're saying. And the whole idea with me and what I'm doing, everything's going to come out organically.
Good.
And I don't believe in, I want unity, and unity, I want to get rid of divide, and divide usually happens when we start to label and group people. And I want this to be unified organically. And what's going to happen, I already know that there are people of the you know, who are LGBTQ already came and come to the things I do, and I don't acknowledge that because I know these people. So the stuff's going to come out. What we're going to learn from it is if it is same-sex couples, we know that they will each their synapses will fire somewhat similarly, and then they'll be able to talk about how they handle certain relationships. And my goal is to have open-minded people in my groups. I don't want anybody who's on soapboxes, political stuff. I come as you are. Truth be told, just like that song, "Come as You Are," and I want to have just an open conversation where everybody has an open mind. And the best way to live is to respect and appreciate other people's opinions. And yes, we can agree to disagree, but let's have an open mind so we understand the thinking language of each other, regardless, you know, just how we all think in a way differently, but the synapses do fire differently based on the gender we were born in. And we need to embrace that. So I'm all with that, Scott. Everything organically with me though. So. Anybody else? All right. Without further ado, we need a drum roll for David Quick because it's his moment here. There we go. Beautiful. You've perfected that now, Scott. I'm still waiting for Jump, though, the song by Van Halen. You're supposed to be working.
I'm working on it. It's a tough lead.
All right. Okay. All right. David Quick, it's all yours. 10 minutes, sir.
All righty. Thanks, Drew, and thanks, Scott, for that that drum roll. Let's get right to it. I'm gonna go ahead and share my screen. Okay, and there we go. Can you all see that?
Yes.
Okay. All right. It's only 6 slides. I'm gonna keep it short because of the time. Normally it's about 20 minutes, so I'm gonna go through a lot of this material relatively quick. And if anybody wants to take it into more detail, certainly we can have one-to-one about that. So, cybersecurity, you hear a lot about it in the news, and you hear about a lot of big companies getting hacked. But what about the small businesses? You don't hear about them. Very often, small businesses put their heads in the sand, and there's a lot of fallacies from the point of view of the small business owner. So we're going to start with that. Okay, some common misconceptions. I'm too small. My data is not important to the hackers. I'm not in a critical industry. I have cyber insurance, so I don't really need to worry. I don't need to do anything else. I have antivirus, a firewall, so you don't need to do any more. Cybersecurity is very expensive and doesn't contribute to my bottom line. So let's get into that in a bit more detail. Now, you may be too small, maybe small rather, but think about your clients, your customers. Who are they? You may be doing business with a much larger entity, and the hackers will get to them through you. So you're the low-hanging fruit. Now, you're right about your data. It's not important to the hackers at all, but it's important to you. And you will pay very dearly to get your data back if you get hit with ransomware. Now, critical infrastructure, I mean, it's a definition that is put out by the government, but I can argue that every industry is critical because of the interdependency of the economy. Again, going back to who your clients are. Maybe you're not in a quote-unquote critical industry, but maybe one of your clients is. And again, the hackers are going to go get to them through you. You are the low-hanging fruit. Now, in regards to cyber insurance, cyber insurers have gotten hit very badly with all these incidents with ransomware. They have had some very big payouts. It's a big loss to them, and they are working to get smarter. And now they're now at a point where that even to get cyber insurance, you have to have the proper cyber hygiene in place before you can even get it, because they're looking to minimize their losses. It's like any insurance. Now, in regards to like antivirus and firewalls, those are all good tools, and you should use them. But they're a tip of the iceberg. They're protective technology, and certainly you can use those and other protective tools. But it's like it's the castle mode approach, and hackers are the odds are in their favor because they're going to keep trying and trying. If any hacker that has enough resources and determination is going to get into any network at any time, just put that right out there. So they'll try once, try twice, try 1,000 times. They will get in. So they're going to get into your castle, and you have nothing to do, no strategy in place to how to deal with that. They've gotten past your outer defenses. Now they're in. Now what? Now, as regards to cost, yes, cybersecurity can be a significant investment, but think of the cost to your business. You can potentially lose the entire business as a result of a cybersecurity breach. So think about that cost versus the cost of implementing a proper cybersecurity plan. How am I doing on time?
5 minutes, 20 seconds.
Okay. Okay, so it's not hopeless. Yes, the term hacker will get into any network, but there is a solution. It's called cyber resiliency. I mean, it's putting it into a different perspective. It's like taking care of your body. You're going to get sick eventually with the virus, and you get COVID. But if you do the proper protocols, you take your vitamins, eat the proper diet, you do your exercise, you'll still get sick, but will not be quite as bad. You won't wind up in the hospital. Whereas if you didn't do those things, you would wind up in the hospital and you die. It is no different with cybersecurity. Cybersecurity is a multi-pronged strategy that, yes, you have protective technology in place, but you also have strategies on how to deal with what happens if they get into your network. What if your employee clicks on a phishing email and their desktop computer gets compromised? If you didn't have a strategy in place, those hackers can move around your network and get from computer to computer until they get to the crown jewels, your data, and then it's too late. Whereas if we had a strategy in place, we have detection tools running that will detect that exploitation on that particular system, and you'll have people that are monitoring those tools, and they'll take an action to isolate that computer from the rest of the network. So now the hackers can't do anything, and you stop them in their tracks. So yes, we had the cyber incident, but no breach occurred. That's where you need to get to with cybersecurity. And bottom line is that it's a more comprehensive strategy using technology tools and people and processes to enable that to make sure that you're cyber resilient, that yes, the hackers may get through, but you can still sleep easier knowing that you have the proper strategy. And the strategy is not set and forget. It's continuous monitoring and watching of the network. You, as a business owner and your team, need to simulate a potential incident to know what you're going to do when the almost inevitable cyber attack happens. I'm going to leave it at that. As far as steps to get there, we assess what you have to see where you're strong, where you need more work. We put together an action plan. Again, seeing it's looking into putting processes as well as people to augment the protective technology you have in place. And it's not set and forget. It's ongoing monitoring, management, maintenance, practicing of potential cyber attacks. It's never set and forget, because the hackers are not set and forget either. They are very innovative people, and they're going to keep trying. So you, as the business owner and your team, need to be proactive and have a comprehensive strategy. And I'm going to leave it at that. And if anybody's interested in learning more about that, anybody here or anybody in social media, here's my contact information and my QR code. Feel free to scan that and schedule a time to meet. And I'm going to now leave it open for questions. I'll leave this out for about a minute or so.
That was
David,
wonderful, David.
First off, David, that was great. And two things. Did I introduce you to Rob Bowen? He's a business insurance. He does a lot of cyber, and he's very good. Have I made that connection for you?
Yes, I had. We had a great meeting. Yeah.
Okay, good.
Yeah, I believe
And
so.
when I talk to him, I'm going to make sure he sends you referrals.
I think Yeah, yeah, we'll take the conversation offline about that. Yeah.
Okay, and I just want to highlight something that David is, conveying to us. Twice a year, my broker-dealer, we have a conference call with our attorneys to discuss the state of our cybersecurity. And literally, as that meeting started, the entire firm, independents, everyone, got an email. Hi, it's that time again to change your password. Please give us your current password and login information, and we will send you the new password. Right? I mean, so David, with that type of vigilance, how often do you recommend, an update and a review to your clients?
I mean, in terms of
To review their cybersecurity protocols and processes.
yeah, but it's going to depend upon the clients. I mean, it's for a larger business with more complexity, it may need to be a bit more frequent. Whereas a small business, it may not be quite as much. So it depends. It's going to depend upon the size and complexity of the organization.
Okay, thank you.
Anybody else? All right, David, that was absolutely fantastic, man. Thank you so much.
Oscar has a
Oh,
question.
Oscar's hands up. Sorry, go ahead, Oscar.
You're on mute.
There we go. Yeah, I just want to add exactly to what David is saying. The whole overall structure of cybersecurity now, hackers are programmers. They program computers and the AI takes over. So hacking is going on 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. It's state sponsored by, North Korea and other places. So it's not some guy sitting in his grandma's basement. This is big problem because it is AI and it is computers doing it. So like David says, they don't want me. They don't care about you. It's not you. It's the computer running through every business 24 hours a day.
And I'll expand on that. Cybercrime is a major business. It's very big business, bigger than
Absolutely.
legitimate businesses, and they have a financial incentive to do it. So it's only going to get even worse than it is now.
And there are drug cartels that are switching over from drugs to cyber hacking because it's much more profitable and nobody shoots at you.
Less labor intensive.
They're business people too, so they're looking to get on a revenue model that is very efficient and profitable. Unfortunately.
God help us.
It's scary. That's scary, guys. All right, David, thank you. Wonderful asset you provide to the community.
My pleasure.
Absolutely. All right, so we'll go on to our 45-second showcases. Again, David, that was great. And who's next, Sean? Oh, that would be me. I'm Drew Durrani. As Chief Resilience Officer with Profit Compassion, I support men to overcome adversity. I've been through my share of adversity with limited support and guidance. Men don't seek help. I didn't seek help. We say we're fine and often we're not. Basically lie to ourselves and others. When we do determine that we're ready to ask for help, we don't know where to go. We need a support system that's readily available, somewhere with no judgment. With our Men Supporting Men collaboration tribe, we're curating a community where men can come and share and learn how to build trusting relationships. Men now have a place where we can turn to each other for support. Profit Compassion, supporting you to overcome adversity. Next up. Let's see. Andrea's not here, but Jeannie, our buddy Jeannie is.
Good morning, everyone. Great presentation, David. Thank you so much for making us aware of all the things that we need to protect ourselves from. And my name is Jeannie Asante. I have a company called BABS, Big Apple Benefits and Savings, and that is a portfolio of many companies. And today I'm going to highlight healthcare sharing, because it's affordable health care. It's something that we need to have just in case, just like our car insurance and our homeowners policies that we have. However, we don't really want to get gouged for it. If you're tired of being gouged for your health care, give me a call. Let's stop the gouging. Let's start here. Let's start now. Ginny Asante, thank you.
Thank you, Jeannie. Mohammed's up, and I will go to bat for Mohammed because he's getting over an illness and his voice isn't back yet. So I can't do justice the way he explains it, but basically Mohammed's there to really protect people. He cares about protecting people's lifestyle, and he helps them to have peace of mind to stay productive and worry-free. Variety of different insurances that he takes care of. So rather than me speak for him, get in touch, have a face-to-face with Mohammed, and he'll explain how he can help you.
Good morning, everyone. Oscar Pell, your Legal Shield ID Shield associate. What Drew asked earlier and actually said what makes us different.
Now, Oscar.
And- What is that? Can you hear me? Hello? Okay. So what
Yep.
Drew said earlier is what makes us different. Legal Shield and ID Shield are totally different from what you're used to doing in the legal services and ID protection. With legal services, we have 24/7 access to law firms in case of an emergency. And in identity theft, we are the only ones with licensed private investigators to actually do the heavy lifting and restore identities. And a portion of every sale goes to Operation Underground Railroad to stop child sex trafficking in the US and around the world.
All right. Thank you very much, Oscar.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Scott Lask. I'm the owner and founder of the Wealth Management Group. We focus on two of the most foundational aspects of portfolio management, your emotions and being aligned with policy. Let's talk policy. We are now in a recession. We saw that with FedEx's announcement last week. If you haven't seen it, look it up. To that end, I am doing 2 webinars a month. The first one will be October 11th. We are going to discuss surviving the bear market, what you need to know now. And then a follow-up a week later is an open forum where I invite everyone to come, talk about what's on your mind financially, okay, and get some good answers. Scott Lask, always moving you ahead.
Thank you, Scott. We're on to Kim Pearlstein.
I am Kim Pearlstein, Pearlmark LLC Strategic Marketing Solutions. I help you demystify the complexities of online marketing. And I'd like to ask, how do you stay top of mind with your customers and prospects? If you're overwhelmed trying to market your business and stay in touch with your customers, I can help you with LinkedIn, email marketing, and direct mail so that you can increase your visibility, get more referrals, and show appreciation to your connections and get more business. Thanks.
Thank you, Kim. Alyssa's not with us today, so we'll skip over Alyssa. Michelle's here, though. All right, Michelle.
Good morning. Michelle Marie Adams with Keller Williams Metropolitan, based in Morristown, New Jersey. I am your local real estate agent, local to Morris County, Sussex, Essex, pretty much everywhere. But one thing that I think that our company really takes hold of is our honesty, our dedication, and our support. So when you're looking for a home, whether you're looking to buy a home, looking to sell a home, looking to invest, looking to remodel, refinance, anything like that, come to me for advice. I can help you in any way you like.
Thank you, Michelle. Sean, you're up.
Hello, good morning, everyone. So my name is Sean. I am an all-around virtual assistant, but I lean more towards the technical side of things. With that said, I can do graphics, account management that includes emails and social media accounts, CRM management, customer service, website maintenance, administrative tasks, and of course, data entry. I can also give you moral support if you need it, and you don't even need to employ me full-time. Again, I am Sean Solis, creating time and freedom for my clients. So next up is Project Scholarship.
The Project Scholarship was born from the late Dennis Harabin, who we miss dearly. It's a program. It is one of the things that we're trying to keep going. Sean's a product of Project Scholarship, where the whole focus that Dennis had was to try to help students go from the classroom to career and keep more money in their pocket, less debt. And we really need to take care of our students. It's the future of our country. And no one wants to come out of their education with debt and struggling to make ends meet. So next up is Relax Social Media, and we have a video to show you.
Managing your own social media accounts can be a total pain. It's time-consuming, distracting, and if you're not really good at it, it could ruin your reputation. Relax Social Media takes the stress off your shoulders and lets you focus on what your business does best. We ease your workload by providing high-quality social media management services at an affordable price. Our all-in-one proprietary software streamlines and automates your process. We help you reach your audience with strategies that work to make sure your posts are receiving the engagement they deserve. And you can get all of this in our Platform Plus package, starting at just $99 a month without any contracts. So relax. Stop doing things manually. Start today.
Now with Relax Social Media, I believe it's next week. Desiree, is it next week, Sean, when Desiree's coming on?
Yes, it's next week.
All right. Yeah, she'll do it just like Sean did the 101 with our playbook. She's going to do a 101 on Relax Social Media. It's a service that each one of us can subscribe to. It's also going to be one of the big, hopefully, revenue generators for the business moving forward. And so you'll learn more about it next week. Next up, our visitor is George Castro. Tell us a little about yourself, my friend.
Morning, everyone. Thank you for having me. My name is Jorge Castro. I'm the founder of Discover Me, websites for small business. We're a brand new company out of Hartford, Connecticut, but can really help anyone anywhere. And the entire reason we exist is to finally make professional websites affordable for small businesses and startups. So instead of getting stuck having to either pay $5,000 or more, or being forced to try and figure out how to do it yourself, we can set up a small business with a professional website for as little as $500, including the year of background service and support. So our mission at its core is really all about access and opportunity in a little guy. I'll have our info in the chat if anyone would like to know more. I would love to connect and talk sometime. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Jorge. Appreciate it. And we invite you back next Tuesday, too. Would love you to become a member. Kim's spoken very highly of you as a human being, all three of the criteria I mentioned. So thank you for coming. And Relax Tax. Actually, this is one decision that was made during our executive meeting on Sunday, is that we're going to close down Relax Tax. There's just no CPA with the vision that Dennis had to keep this going. So unfortunately, this is going to be one area that's going to be closed down. So we'll end up removing this slide for next week. Just wanted to let you guys know that, unfortunately. All right. What do we have next, Sean? Oh, yes. I'm supposed to thank you all for joining us. It is great to have everybody here. And again, the more the merrier. It's a group of wonderful human beings, and organically we do business together. So we have upcoming speakers. So next week, I'm excited about September 27, Relax Social Media 101. Desiree Afan is going to be here to talk about this phenomenal service to take the burden away from the small business owner and doing their own social media. On October 4th, Andrea Burrows will be here to present. And on October 11th, we have an encore presentation from Michelle Adams, and her computer will be functional. So we'll have an awesome slide deck. How's that, Michelle? Okay.
Yes, that sounds perfect.
All right. So three great things coming up, guys. And again, I thank you all for joining us. We are Relax Teams, Northern New Jersey. We meet every Tuesday morning, 8:30 to 9:30 a.m. Eastern Time. And I wish you all a healthy and safe rest of the week. And go out there and make good things